Live from the City of Angels, Los Angeles, Eric Weber here. You're watching Midnight Movie Talk MMT, the Sunday evening spectacular in full effect. Let's talk about what's coming up here on the show tonight. We have a bunch of topics. Obviously, we're going to start with box office. Was Transformers Rise of the Beast, that debut, was it good enough? Also, let's settle something tonight. Is The Little Mermaid a flop or not? Come in with your comments. I'll give you my case for yes or no in a moment. Also, why is Past Lives so overrated? Just a little peek into my first evaluation of the film. Saw it yesterday and it was disappointing. I'll explain why. Also, latest on Tenoch Huerta. Got to make sure I say that right. And the sexual allegations against him. We'll get to that. And Michael Shannon saying some things about the Flash and the multiverse. It is a big show. It is our Sunday night spectacular. Let's get started with Transformers winning the weekend. 60.5 million domestic. Adds additional overseas, always does better overseas, right? 110 million overseas for a total of 170.5. This is better than Bumblebee, except for China. Bumblebee was bigger than this. Also, this is better than The Last Night, going back to 2017. So we're looking at a situation here. Pull up THR. When you look at the opening, it's above what the forecasts were. We had it at 55, which is the highest that anybody had. We took that number because we knew that theatrical's on fire, right? Everybody's going to movies again. Don't believe that we're anything other than 2019. We are back in the regular marketplace when it comes to theatrical. As long as the studios give us those longer windows, that'll happen. You give them a short window, it's not going to happen. Okay, it can't help that. That will change everything. But we were close. 55 ends up with 60, and it wins the weekend. But is that good enough? Now, it definitely was affected by Spider-Verse, which is down like 54%, 55 million for the second weekend, and it already has grossed more in its short time, like 12 days. Across the Spider-Verse has beaten Beyond the Spider-Verse in now, not Beyond. What was the first one? Whatever it was. Spider-Verse 1. We'll just call it that. It's now outgrossed that film already in 12 days. So that tells you the power of theatrical. So anyone who's telling you that, well, theatrical's not doing as well and people don't, shut them up. Say, how did Spider-Verse just beat the entire run of number one in 12 days? That's how you shut them up. And they go, oh, yeah, exactly. So the number here on Transformers is better than expected, and unfortunately it gives Paramount reasons to continue to make more Transformers movies. This movie, if you haven't seen it, I told you on the reaction stream here on Thursday night, there's no reason to see the film. There's nothing spectacular about Transformers Rise of the Beast. Not a single element of this film makes it worth your time in a movie theater. It's over long. We've been here so many times. Many people pointed this out, and I would actually agree with this. The CGI is worse than what we saw with Michael Bay, or at least it's just passable. It's not great CGI. So there's no reason to see it, but of course we're excited with the $60.5 million opening. Also want to mention this, that Guardians 3 has a box office now of 806 million worldwide. So it got over 800 million. When it first opened, we didn't think that it was going to get to maybe 650. So the fact that it picked up, it held so well over the past several weeks. And again, it's only in theaters. Therefore, you get a better number and you get 806. Looks like it's going to cap about 850, which is definitely a success considering where it was right off the bat. Let's get into our big topic here tonight. One of the big ones is Little Mermaid continues to sink. The film is doing well domestically, but floundering. Yes, I said it again. Sorry, it's there. I'm going to take it. It is floundering overseas. Let me pull in an article from Collider. And this is, I think, a very fair article, and it really gets to the heart of what we're discussing here. It's now over 400 million globally, okay? And that sounds great, but it's $250 million to produce. Now, it says here the rule of thumb is twice the budget. It's really about 2.5. So this needs to go somewhere around 600 million, 615 million, let's call it, to be profitable. Let's just, because here's the thing, the promotional spend on Little Mermaid was massive. And when it's that big, then yes, that adds to the budget of the film when you throw in the 250 plus the advertising. So it's way up there. It's not going to make money. If anything, it is going to lose Disney money. It'll end up with around 500 million. But the interesting thing here is when I read this article, it's like it's still trying to spin things that because the domestic is decent, that it's okay. But the reality is that the international number is so low that it's not okay. And this film is not a bomb, okay? It's not going to lose Disney, 200 million like Strange World, Lightyear. This film, though, is nowhere near the success that a lot of people thought it would be. That is why I am telling you that this is a big disappointment for Disney. Do you remember the conversations we had? Don't make me go back to the tape from like 6 weeks ago when we were talking about the films that could be in trouble this summer. And I pointed out The Little Mermaid. And a lot of you were like, no, it's going to get 800 million. It's going to get a billion, some people were out there saying. But let's just say 800. I think a lot of people thought that was absolutely attainable. The fact that this film is at 500, if it's lucky, that is 300 in the hole versus that 800. This is a disappointment for Disney. There's no other way to spin it. And I'm frankly tired of people spinning shit. This is, we're not stealing it from Bill O'Reilly, the no spin zone. We do not allow shills and we do not allow spinning. We are all about truths. Okay, and when I get to my review of past lives, you're going to see what I'm talking about. We're going to discuss that within that evaluation. Enough of the Disney remakes, the live action remakes, Kuzma says. I mean, the Aladdin actor, yes, he was right, even though he was bullied off Twitter, right? Fire should be the villain or told from the fact that it has no way evil. Oh, we're talking about Elementals. Elementals is in a very, yes, precarious spot here because when you look at Pixar, they have dumped films on streaming. And what that tells the audience is that you can just hang out and get it at home. Turning Red should have been theatrical. It would have done very well. It was streaming. Film's not great. I'm not a huge Turning Red fan, but they made a massive mistake by putting that thing in streaming versus in theaters. And then you go and you look at Soul. That was in the middle of the COVID fear. And of course, that was streaming. But what happens is it tarnishes the brand and it tells the audience, it lets them know that you're going to get this movie at home if you just hang out for like literally another 15, 20 minutes and you're going to get it at home. And that is a very dangerous spot to be in if you're a movie studio, and that's where Pixar is. Also, John Lasseter. When you look at the direction of Pixar and where it's headed, John Lasseter was problematic for that company. We know that. But, very important to note as we talk about extracting elements from people that have trouble. Okay, they have issues, they have baggage. We can still extract. John Lasseter was very good at telling stories. And I'd argue if you look at Pixar's hits during his run at Pixar, then you look at someone who is one of the best at identifying what makes a good story to tell. And without him in place, we're starting to see the cracks. We're starting to see these films that aren't the equal of the Pixar films of the past. Great point to bring in here as we want to mention that looking ahead to the box office. Now, for Little Mermaid, the real key here that we need to focus on is that budget of $250 million. That's what changes everything in this conversation, whether it was a hit or whether it was not. And it's the same thing. Go back and look at Beau is Afraid. We would not have been so absolutely savage on that film if the budget were not 35 million. And for those people out there like, why do you care? Because we do an analysis of the industry show. We do not do bullshit talk like half the YouTubers out there who have no education and they just throw shit against a wall. We are actually doing digging work. We are doing journalistic work saying, why are you giving a man $35 million for an unwatchable film? Unfucking watchable. Bo was afraid. And A24, whoever said yes to that, should be fired. You're out, you're gone. They've lost 20 million plus on that movie. So why do I care about budget? Because it matters to the end product and whether we get more films down the road. Like right now, do you think Disney wants to make another live action film if they're going to lose at least, let's say, 50 million on this? Let's say they even break even. Do they make another live action film? I know they have plans, but I'm saying, do you start to question that? A24 will never do what they did with Beau is Afraid again. They shouldn't in the first place. Like, why did you do that? How dumb are you? I still can't get over that. Don't tell me I don't have a right to be angry. Who has a right to have any opinion about anything? If I can't be angry, the A24 gave Beau is Afraid 35 million for that shit film. Andre, welcome to the channel. I think Disney should do a live action remake of The Black Cauldron. It's got mixed reviews when it came out. Box office bomb. That's not going to happen. Anything that did not do well at the box office is not getting remade into a live action. Again, we're just waiting for the animated version of Tar. We just want to reverse it. We just want to flip the switch, and we want to go from live action to animated. We're asking for Tar. We're asking for an animated Drive. We're asking for animated Social Network. I mean, that's what we're looking for. Yes, I am fired up tonight. Kid Evans, we're ready to go. Let's do this. Okay, so come in with your comments about Little Mermaid. It is time, though, as we push the show forward, this is going to be an interesting discussion we have here tonight about a film that I just got out of and you've heard a lot about, and it's almost always glowingly positive word of mouth about this film, which is Past Lives. Tonight, we have the MMT evaluation. And since there's no embargo, we can get into what works and what does not work here with Past Lives. A24's latest film, already getting, tabbed to be possibly an Oscars contender, very much like we saw with Everything Everywhere. Not that they're the same film, and I mean at all, but it feels like we're already trying to do that. Now, let's walk you through the film. Past Lives. The strengths of this film, very clearly, the number one takeaway here from this film, Past Lives, is that it's visually sumptuous. This looks unbelievable. And it goes to the director of this film, Celine Song. She has an absolute visual eye when it comes to storytelling. It works. From that perspective alone, this film is an absolute recommend. The problem with Past Lives, this is getting to point number 2, is that it's sluggishly paced. It takes its time, a very deliberate film, and while I understand I have a ton of films that I love that are leisurely paced. Look at a Tar. Again, let's bring it up for the second time tonight. Tar is by no means rushed. It is absolutely methodical. This film is similar in the pacing, but the problem is there's not enough in play with the film. The film essentially deals with a Korean immigrant who harkens back to when she was 12 years old and her crush that she had when she was 12. And now that she's 36, she is thinking about. In between, they meet like at 24. They Zoom back and forth, and they Skype, I should say, and they do that. And then it's just the problem with the film is that does anybody come into the comments and tell me? Do you think back to your crush when you were 12? When you were in 6th grade, do you think back to that boy or girl that turned you on, that said, this is my first love? Does anybody think back to that and say yes? The answer is hell no. You know who we all absolutely were infatuated with in Gahanna, Ohio, my hometown, baby? Lori Straight. If you're out there, Lori, we all thought you were the bee's knees. But I can tell you until tonight, I hadn't thought about Laurie Straight. But if I look at past lives, I'm led to believe that I should still be, well, a few years ago, infatuated with Laurie Straight. The problem with past lives is that you do not care enough about the relationship between the two of them because they're going back to when they were 12 years old. Okay. Number three, it couples right into this. It's oddly unemotional. It's distant. And I have to, because we are unvarnished and we say what we believe to be truths here, because that's what we do. We're absolutely doing an evaluation. We're not going to hold back. Greta Lee, the lead of this film, is distant in her performance. And yes, I understand that's part of her character, but when you are an actress or an actor and you have to play a role where you need to imbue emotion into the film one way or another, you can be distant as you want, but when it comes time to do it, to make it happen, to make you feel something from the film, you have to be able to deliver. And I had a problem with her performance. It's by no means a best actress performance, and we do not Greta Lee is not a best actress contender right now. No chance. Okay. It's not a bad performance, but it's by no means whatsoever an awards performance. Okay, we need to make that 100% clear tonight in June. So if we have this conversation down the road, we're doing something wrong. MMT score is low for me on this. I expect it to be so much higher. It's a 75% because of the reality that it has very little emotion for a film that is built in that it's what it's supposed to deliver. It's not just about the visual beauty of the film. You have to give me a reason to care about this couple through the 36 years. It's 24 years, but 12 to 36. 24 years that they're together. And it doesn't happen in this film. Past Lives is a big disappointment. It's my number one most disappointing film of the year. And it is a film that is the absolute textbook. The idea of a film is greater than the actual film. Films, you go back and you say, this film should be great because of the concept, but then the actuality of what you watch does not meet the expectation of what it should bring. And in this case, emotionally. Another film like that for me is Cocaine Bear. Completely different films. But when you think of the concept of Cocaine Bear, you expect to be laughing your ass off for, thank God it's 90 minutes. 90 minutes. And you laugh maybe once, possibly twice. That movie is such a disconnect from what it should have been versus what it is. And this is our big topic. Think about films that the idea of the film, what people want the film to be, is what they're saying it is, and it's not. And that's what Past Lives is. It's not the film that people are telling you it is. In other words, it's not nearly as great as you've heard. By the way, Past Lives goes wide on 6/23. So you've got about 2 weeks until that goes wide to you. The reason that they're doing this, and I give them credit because it's got a 20,000 per screen average this weekend. They are doing a very slow. A24 is platforming this very much like they did in the films way back, before the pandemic, but even before that. We got the New York, the LA, then you bring Chicago in, San Francisco, Philadelphia, you platform it. Eventually you get to everybody on the 23rd. But this film, very disappointing film. Very disappointing film. I open to your questions about that. Before we go to the next comment, I'll bring in some in a second. Next topic. Let's talk about the shill of the week. I need some ideas. Last week we had discussing film. Before, we've hammered Eric Davis how many times? If you have some shill of the week that you'd like me to investigate live here tonight, I will do that because I frankly don't have someone that's in my target that's lined up for me. I don't have it. I don't have it in my crosshairs. Tonight's Kits Man City. Why? Because they won the FA Cup. They won obviously the Premier League, and they won the Champions League yesterday. The only one they didn't win was the Carabao Cup. Imagine if they would have won the Carabao Cup, then they'd have all four of them. Let's get to the comments here tonight, and then we will hit it. Some more topics here. Campea can be show of the week, any given week. I know you guys, that's right. You guys told me you wanted to watch the John Campea video of him ranting and raving about, what was it? The live action How to Train Your Dragon? No, Mendelssohn's not. Mendelssohn's definitely not a shill. And you guys know I'm not. I mean, give me a break. It's embarrassing. I already did Zach Pope. I can't do it again. I can't. Can we do you guys really want to go after Zach Pope again? If you give me a thumbs up, I'll do it. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I can do it. That guy is, my God, that guy. I can't watch it. And Campea, can someone explain to me, we talked about Stuckman. Can someone explain to me how Campea is as big as he is? He doesn't say anything that's overly, earth-shatteringly smart. He doesn't, he's a loudmouth, but so am I. But I think when you come here, at least you're getting more of an in-depth evaluation. And first of all, do you think that Campea would ever even watch past lives? Do you think he'd sit through a film that I watched just a few moments ago, Krisha? No, I finally got to see Trey Edward Schultz, Krisha, and I have some thoughts on that later in the show. It's such a small film, but there's something that ties into Beau is Afraid on that. Do you think he'd watch that? Do you think he'd watch Blue Jean, the film I watched on Friday night? The small film that was up for like 1 million British Independent Awards last year? No, he didn't watch any of those. Why do you guys watch Campea? I mean, I don't care if he's OG. Stop watching these people. They don't bring anything to the table. Campea exposed the funniest channel ever. I'll have to check it out. Maybe I'll go find it. Gore, yeah, Gore's not a shill. Gore's not a shill. I can't do that. I didn't know Campea till YouTube. Well, I mean, obviously, I don't think he does much else other than YouTube. He's not a true lover of film, and I'm gonna say that because if you're not watching films like Past Lives, if you're not watching films like Tar, like Grace Randolph, I don't want to watch Tar. Okay, well then instantly you're invalidated and you're useless to pretty much everybody. You should not want to make your entire consumption of film comic book movies or tent poles or indie or cinephilic stuff. You need to have a varied diet. That's why we went from literally, listen to this. This is my diet. Transformers, Rise of the Beast, Blue Jean, Past Lives, and then Krisha today. That is, you talk about going from one extreme in Transformers to Krisha. That's because I want to see all kinds of cinema. And yes, it's all cinema, okay? I want to see all kinds, so that I can come on here and tell you and be a better evaluator of films. When we watch a film like Past Lives, I can tell you exactly why it is not the great film you've been told that it is. And I know I'm right. And when you get to see it, you're going to be like, you're right. Weber's right again, because we are good at this. That's why, okay? Because we actually watch a lot of films. I have not picked Collider as shills. It's, what's his name? Steven? I can't even listen to that guy's voice. So I don't want to Frosty from Collider. Does he ever hammer a movie? Of course he can't. Why can he not? Let's do it. Let's go, you guys. Let's do it quickly because I do want to get to a couple things. Let me see if I can find him here. I put in Frosty and Rotten Tomatoes, and I got Frosty the Snowman. Hold on, what's his name? Steven something rather. Weintraub or something. I don't know. Something like that. Okay, got it. Here we go. Okay, let's do it. Give me a second. Let me hit the stream. Oh, wait. He's not even here. Hold on. He's not even there. Do you guys see that? Somebody link. Hold on. TV. Am I saying, did I count as, whatever. We'll come back to that. I don't know. But here's the thing. Let me tell you this. Is that the reason that he can't be, if we get into, shilling, the reason that Frosty / Steven, I'm going to start calling myself something like Bolt. My name is Bolt Weber, just for the hell of it. Bolt. Listen, the reason that he can't be all in on a film is because He owns Collider. He runs Collider. You cannot hammer films and then expect studios to pay for advertising. That's the thing that makes us untouchable, baby, because we do not accept money from the studios. We don't do that. I don't know the guy, but he doesn't seem like he's interesting. I'm sorry. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, he's not. If I was watching a YouTube stream, I'd probably know exactly. It just, I'm not. I want to get into it, but I'm just saying, whatever. Oh yeah, I don't know who that. I know who that is, but I don't know who it is. We already did Mama's Geeky. We did Mama's Geeky. We in past weeks. I can't do it again. Chill, no question, no question, no question. Well, if he does articles, then of course he can. Okay, let's get into the latest on Tenoch Huerta. Did I say it right that time? Tenoch. I'll get it right sooner or later. He is still standing accused of sexual allegations, sexual assault. Let's bring it in here. This is the LA Times. LA Times has the latest, and whenever they write something, obviously it's hit the big time. Last night there were very few articles anywhere, and then all of a sudden, boom! Here it is. LA Times. Musician Maria Elena Rios has accused Wakanda Forever star Tenoch Huerta. I'm just gonna. I said Tenoch. It's not. It's Tenoch. I think. I forget it. This is such a serious story. I got to get that right. In a series of tweets, a saxophonist and activist called the Marvel actor a sexual predator. Okay, this is. We all talked about this last night. Poder Prieto, which is the activist organization that he's a part of. Now he's a spokesperson for Poder Prieto, collector of actors and members. We talked about last night. It looks like it's all the same thing. There's nothing more other than saying she accused him of being violent behind doors. And this is just an ugly situation for Marvel. I mean, there's really nothing more to advance this here tonight other than the exact same thing that we saw last night, and we'll see what happens from this. Right now, it's still just an allegation, right? An allegation that has not been substantiated. It's one woman's word against Huerta, and until we get to that next thing, that's all it's going to be. And I think that's probably what Marvel's going to do here. They're just going to say to themselves, let's just let it sit, very much like they did with, yes, Jonathan Majors. Namor versus Kang. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'm just going to call him Namor. It might be easier. Real opinion, I agree with this. Huerta was not great in two. I told you what the number one thing. And this is, let's just get away from the whole sexual abuse allegations. Let's go back to his portrayal of Namor. There's a couple things I think that are not working. Number one, he has no menace. When you watch that film, you're expecting Namor to have at least a shred of menace. He has none. Secondly, I said this, and this is somebody who goes to the gym myself. I'm sorry, I've got to nitpick because that's just the reality of it. I shouldn't look better with my shirt off than Namor. And I would argue that that's true, and I think that's not me being egotistical. But that's the thing. It's like, if you're going to cast a guy to be Namor, you shouldn't get a YouTuber who's more built. That shouldn't happen. So these are when you're casting, you have to physically cast the actor, and he's not like he doesn't look like a sponge, but he also just isn't as cut. Listen, would Michael Bay select him to be in a movie? Michael Bay wanted his actors to be absolutely shredded. Okay, I'm talking about cut and then cut again. And when you look at that level of body fat at like 0.2, then you look at Namor and you're like, why weren't you in the gym, bro? Why weren't you in the gym, bro? I mean, I could be Namor. My ears are kind of pointy too. I didn't want, let me explain something to you guys. The only reason I'm doing this right now is I didn't want to do this, but I didn't even expect to go down this road with Namor and him being in shape. But all y'all going to come after me saying, look at him, he's saying he's bigger than Tenoch Huerta. And I'm like, well, hold up. First of all, here's one from the gym the other day. You guys want to play that game? Anyone? Come on into the comments. Give me a second. I just did this one the other day. This is just the only reason I'm doing this is because there's someone out there going, this guy's talking a bunch of shit. Well, guess what? When you talk shit and you can back it up, then that's what you do. That I'm sorry, just real quick. Tenoch Huerta. Who's bigger? Me or Tenoch Huerta? Go for it. Right now in the comments. You tell me. Now, granted, I'm not going to lie to you. This was yesterday. This was my arm workout. This is max swole. Max swole on the arms. But you tell me, come on, guys, your job right now. Come in and tell me who's bigger, me or Tenoch Huerta? Which one? Which one? It's not even a contest, is it? So my point is, the reason I bring this in, everyone's like, people at home going, "Oh, leave me alone with my chicken legs. They're fine. They're what they are, man. They are what they are." Here's the point. The reason I brought that in is that when you're going to criticize, it makes you look foolish if you aren't coming from a spot where you know what you're talking about. And the reason we do physique critique, the reason I just did that whole thing about Namor is that you have to be able to walk the walk to talk the talk. And that's why when we do this, we have to you have to be able to back it up. And for virtually no, I'm not going to say virtually every other YouTuber slash movie person out there, not a single one, not one of them could even stand in the same ring with the work that I do physically in the gym. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, listen, here's the reality of it. I'm not saying I'm better or worse because of this. I'm not going to, that's not what this point is. My point is that I bust my fucking ass in the gym. I work hard at this. And when you work that hard, things happen, okay, in life. And I'm not going to run from or be ashamed of the fact that I absolutely go in there and destroy the gym when I go, and I figured out what works and what doesn't work. There's no other angles. But the whole point of this is just to reinforce. We're not gonna stare at shirtless pictures of me all night. The point is to reinforce that I know what I'm talking about for the people out there, the haters that are like, hey, listen to it, and zip. That's what I thought. And zip it. And that's the end of that. Bay's 13 Hours was titled after how many hours a day you want his actors grinding in the gym. He's notorious for that, right? Movies in America. He is 100% notorious for saying, you will go to the gym and you'll bust your ass and you'll look shredded. Look no further than Jerry O'Connell, right? Remember him in George the Jungle? Dude was cut. Hold on, let's look, see if we find a picture of that. I'm sorry, guys. This has turned into physique critique, and I had a whole lined up. I don't know. Okay, we'll look at it one more time. Let me see if I can find Jerry O'Connell. Sorry. Let's see. George of the Jungle, right? Was that what it was? George of the Jungle. What was his thing? Tarzan? No, what was the movie he was in where he had to be ripped? Damn it! What was the movie? You guys come in here, help me out. I don't want to do. What was the movie that Jerry O'Connell had to be like? Boom! This is thank you, Omega Swiper. The only movie critic can take his shirt off. That's right. The only I should put that. That's my new bio. The only movie critic who can take his shirt off and not like put it back on. Pain and Gain. Pain and Gain is Michael Bay's love. Oh my God, but that movie's terrible, John. I hated that film. I mean, I like Michael Bay, but I hated that film. Ambulance was fun, but God, it was way too long. Yeah, it's too long. It's too long. Hold on. What was the Jerry O'Connell movie where he had to get jacked? It was like not George of the Jungle, but something like that. It was like a long time ago. Michael Bay was one of the producers. I remember this. These are the things that get stuck in your head when you go to the gym. You pay attention to this shit. But you go, oh, he thinks he looks good. Well, he did look good. Hold on, let me find it. I'm looking through his page here. Someone save me and tell me what the movie was. No, it wasn't King Kong. Kangaroo Jack? Was that it? Oh my God. Hold on. What year was that? Holy shit. What year was that? Oh my God. Was that what it was? Okay, I don't remember. I can't find it. Anyhow, he got checked. Michael Bay requires TARS. That's right, ambulance. My favorite part of Ambulance was, for those of you who are familiar with LA, even if you're not, I'll explain it to you quickly. There is a freeway that runs right through downtown. It goes to Pasadena and it goes down to Long Beach. It's the 110. The 110 is notorious for always being a parking lot. Doesn't matter when you go on the 110, you're going to run into absolute bumper to bumper, especially from, say, the 5 to downtown. That downtown stretch there is just always a shit show. And then in the movie Ambulance, they get on the 110 and they're like flying down at like 4 o'clock. I'm like, what? No one's going that fast on the 110 at 4 o'clock. You can't do that shit in your movies and expect me to, believe it. I also told you the other problem with Ambulance. The other problem with Ambulance is, why does it matter that the FBI agent is gay? There's no reason. In the middle of the movie, it's like all of a sudden there's like a needle. It's and you're in the middle of this therapy session, and he's in there with his partner, and I'm like, why is this happening? What is going on here? Speaking of that, what's going on with tonight's show? Tonight's show is all over the place, but you know what? That's what it is on a Sunday night. What can I tell you guys? All right, let's go to this. This is a fun story. Is Michael Shannon right about what he said about The Flash? If you have not seen what he said, let's pull it up, and courtesy of, was it Variety? Let's find out who I bookmarked tonight for this article. Here it is. It is Variety. Let's pop it up and let's talk about what he had to say. I got to make sure I had the right tab. Okay, so Michael Shannon admits reprising Zod in The Flash, which opens this week, wasn't satisfying. These multiverse movies are like somebody playing with action figures, and I'd argue he's right. There he is in The Flash. I've seen the film. We'll talk about it in a second. I just want to go over the article. He's previously revealed he was a little confused, received the offer to join The Flash, coming back as Zod for Man of Steel, which, by the way, coming up on the 10-year anniversary of that film. Can you believe it? So in a new interview with Collider, there we go. That's why you can't hammer films, because you're saying you're talking to the actor from The Flash. That's how you get the articles. You don't say The Flash is terrible. Flash is good, but I'm just saying if it were terrible, you wouldn't say that because you wouldn't get the access. I'm not going to lie. It wasn't like quite satisfying for me as an actor. These multiverse movies are like somebody playing with action figures. It's like, here's this person, here's that person, and they're fighting. It's not quite the in-depth character study situation that I honestly felt in Man of Steel. He felt that The Flash was all about Ezra. Zod was basically there to present a challenge to the film star. I think Ezra is a fascinating performer and actor. I can't wait to see his performance. Well, it's great. Okay, Michael Shannon, let me help you with that. He's freaking great. Ezra Miller's amazing. Forget the shit off screen, the off-field issues. He's fantastic. But Michael Shannon does make a great point. I've seen the film. Zod shows up late. Obviously, there's that final battle with Supergirl and Flash and Keaton, not ruining the film. You get to see it this week. It's good. It's very strong, and audiences are going to love this film. They're going to really like it. But Michael Shannon has a point. The multiverse films, I'm tired of. Okay, even after The Flash, we just saw it in Spider-Verse. I'm tired of here's everybody, and wow, look, there's every conceivable person that you could imagine. We have them here in this scene. It's becoming very fan servicey, and in The Flash, I think it works. I understand what Shannon's saying. Shannon is an actor. Shannon is not a personality. He is an old school, no nonsense De Niro kind of actor, right? So when you watch Michael Shannon, I think one of the quotes he had was, "He does not suffer fools." And I'll tell you what, I kind of feel the same way. If you don't know what that means, saying from, did Benjamin Franklin state that initially? I don't suffer fools well. Essentially means, I gotta look that up. If I'm wrong on that, you're all gonna come after me and say, "Oh my God, you didn't know suffer fools was this." Here's the thing: is that by not suffering fools, you are essentially suffering fools gladly. Is that if you come across someone who's not very bright, you don't have an easy time with it. Michael Shannon is no nonsense. Like if you come to him and you say you're not ready for this, you're like an actor in a scene working with Michael Shannon and you're not good, he's going to be bad. He's going to take your head off. And he looks like that. So he's going to be very unvarnished. I think we'd like Michael Shannon here on the show. But I understand exactly what he's saying. The multiverse does feel like there's no emotion attached to it. When you see Zod, just like, "I'm Zod and you must all die." You've seen the thing. That's it. That's all you get out of it. He's basically just there in front of a green screen as they have the fight, which I think the effects are fine. By the way, I want to mention this. Tomorrow night, the fan screenings of The Flash are happening across the nation. I am going to try to get into, it's completely sold out, but I'm going to try to get in to at least watch the end of the film. That way I can see what happens at the end. I've told you about Flash, the screenings that we have seen. Almost everybody who's seen The Flash so far has seen the film essentially just end. It goes to black at the very last second. There's like one more scene. We get to see the reveal of something. And when we see that reveal, we'll know who's playing that role. Here's what we're going to do. Tomorrow, it's going to be a very rare instance. If I get in to see The Flash, we are going to do, I know some of you are not going to like this, so you don't have to watch. We are going to do a spoiler reaction for what that scene is. I'm going to give you my thoughts on it, maybe go back into The Flash a little bit, but this will only be for people that want to know what that final thing is. It'll be tomorrow as I sneak in to see, because we haven't seen it. Everyone's got to see this final scene. I can't wait. I'm really excited to see what that final thing is. Okay. I also want to mention this. We'll get into comments in a moment. Check out this quote I saw earlier when I was getting ready for the show tonight. You guys know who Rick Rubin is? So Rick Rubin is a record producer. He is a man who has put together some of the biggest hits of all time. He is someone who is very artistically leaning, and he knows when something's right or wrong, almost like the feel. He has very good taste. So Rick Rubin and me are very similar. We are blessed with impeccable taste. Chef's kiss. Here's the quote. There is a visceral reaction when you know something's good, and it doesn't have to make sense. It's not intellectual. It transcends intellect. Rick Rubin, quote. And I would 1,000,000,000% agree with exactly what's said here. It's like in film. You know it when you see it. Sometimes you can't even put your finger on it. You try to, and that's what we try to do with the evaluations. Why does the film work? Why does it not work? And you saw us discuss that with past lives a few moments ago here on MMT. When you watch a film, you're trying to really dial down, drill down on why the film is good or it is bad or it's mediocre, because these are the elements that are there. But sometimes they defy an easy answer. But I love this quote. It's really good. And I just told you, get into comments here, this week's MMT schedule, we talked about it. Monday for The Flash, spoiler, and then Wednesday will be Indiana Jones 6. Yes, you guys, that 5, excuse me. I'm seeing Indiana Jones 6. What? Oh my God. No, Indy 5. Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny should be Wednesday. We'll do a stream on Wednesday. So look for streams tomorrow and Wednesday and then the Thursday. So this week's going to be pretty busy. And yes, you're correct, 100%. I was going to bring that up, John. He did Johnny Cash when he did Hurt, the 9 Inch Nails song. He was the producer. He produced The Cult. I go back and I listen to Electric all the time. Electric. Oh my, one of my favorite LPs of all time is The Cult's Electric, right? AC/DC, that feel, just absolutely slaughtering it with Love Removal Machine. Rick Rubin is a hellacious talent, and he is one of those, he feels it. He feels very well what works and what doesn't. And I think listen, and it's going to sound a little egotistical, but I think that's what I have working for me, is this ability to feel what is trying to be conveyed by the filmmaker, and then saying, does that feeling work? And that's why when it's organic and it works, then we're there. When it's not, it's absolutely not. Indiana Jones and Phoebe's walled breeches. Indiana Jones 6, The Coming of Jake Thistle. I mean, it's going to be a wild night. I can't wait to see the film, because it's weird. This film is so polarizing. People are all over the place on Indiana Jones 5. Some are saying it's really fun. Some are saying it's okay. Some are saying it's not great. Well, which one is it? I haven't seen this big of a reaction. It's absolutely insane. The range of reactions to this film, I can't wait to see it. That's why Wednesday night should be fun here. I do want to do a few more things here tonight. I want to talk about this. The MMT must-see is as follows. It is Unfriended. I came across this when I was just thinking about films that I've watched recently that I go back to a lot. You're going to be like, what are you doing here, Weber? Why are you saying watch Unfriended? If you have not seen this tiny little what do they call this? Screen life movie. The film is all, I don't want to get in trouble showing the trailer. I'll get nailed. Film came out in 2014, tiny budget. It's a horror film, and it's really effective considering what it is. It all takes place on Skype, right? So it's the Screen Life film, very much like Profile. Profile's great too. Same makers of that, same producers. Profile's very good film. That's another one we can recommend down the road. Unfriended is a really cool horror film that takes place all on the computer screen between some friends and one of their friends who committed suicide. And the friend who committed suicide comes back in the form of uh, faceless troll essentially on the internet and jumps into the conversation and then it goes crazy. The film's awesome. I really like Unfriended. And what I love about it is that it's just bare bones. It starts, there's no score. It's just like you come right into it and you're watching a video of Laura Barnes, the girl, I can't believe I just remembered that name. And she's committing suicide. And then it goes to them getting on a phone call, Skype, and they're all talking to each other. It's very natural feeling. Love Unfriended. Love it. If you've seen it, let me know in the comments right now. No, I disagree. I disagree 100%. Missing is out of control. The ending of that film makes you roll your eyes like around your head, backwards and forth. It's so ridiculous, the ending of Missing. I couldn't even believe what was happening. I watched that late. I didn't even see that early. And then the other one that just came out was out of control too. Unfriended is very good. Dark Web is not great. Dark Web is definitely way more disappointing. Wait, was Missing the first one or Searching the first one? I didn't. I think was Searching before Missing. Missing was not great. It was okay. This is. What if we do an That'd be so awesome if someone actually played the role of Laura Barnes, and as we pop in like all these faces, like hold on, I don't have the group format because I don't have someone else up here. But if I added somebody, it'd be like there's Laura Barnes, and they sit there for the whole show and they just tweet things. The Searching's the first one, yeah. $1 million budget on that, and it made a ton of money. It's really good. Thank you, Britt, for having my back on Unfriended. Some of you are like, it's not good. I'm like, get out of here. It's really good. There's a parody trailer where he's just Randy Orton's RKOing all the kids. You're lucky I know who Randy Orton is. By the way, dude, when he was in shape, when that guy was like younger, that guy's body, let's just do it real quick because you guys were like, here comes another body thing. All right, here, let me show you. This dude is, man, I'll tell you what, you can see how people lust after this guy. I mean, look at Randy Orton. Let's pull him up right here. Let me pull this picture up. You guys are going to be like, what? Look at that. I mean, the dude is jacked. Dude looks rough. Dude's a pro wrestler. I mean, Randy Orton's a monster. So, yeah, Randy Orton rocks. I mean, he still looks good for how old is he? He's got to be in his 40s now. Says the guy who's in the, let's not talk about that. That's what, by the way, that's what makes it even more impressive. I'm not 28 anymore, and I'm still killing it at the gym, man. Randy Orton was the man. Batista was in good company with him. Yeah, Randy Orton, Batista, all that. Let's get to a couple more things here tonight, and then we will do whatever you want to do for the last little bit here as we start a little bit earlier, as you guys know. I like starting the show earlier. It gives us a chance for the East Coasters to get in, and then, it's still late enough, right? It's still late enough. It's not like we're doing it at 1 p.m. Although, listen, if something breaks, we might do that. Let's talk about this. I just watched Krisha. For the longest time, I thought it was Krisha. When you finally watch Krisha, you know it is Krisha. This is Trey Edward Schultz's debut film. Started as a short, turned into a full-length feature, and it was on A24 back in, I believe, 2015. I never got a chance to watch it. It came at night, right? It comes at night, and then I saw Waves. I'm bigger on Waves than It Comes at Night, but Waves, my God. I love the first half of that film. It's like Place Beyond the Pines for me. The first third is unreal. Like, this is one of my favorite beginnings of a film. And Waves is the same thing. The first half of that film. But when you watch Krisha, it's the film that Beau is Afraid should have been. It's disorienting. It's, inside of her head, just like it was in Beau. It's very much of someone dealing with a crisis under a ton of pressure, very much family. It's almost like Ari Aster watched Krisha and made his own version. But the problem is that Krisha is grounded. Krisha feels authentic. Even though the characters in the film can be eccentric, no one feels like a cartoon character. That's the problem with Beau is Afraid. And when I watch Krisha tonight, I'm like, this is the movie Beau is Afraid should have been. The other reason Krisha is hella better than Beau is Afraid, it's 1 hour and 20 minutes long, which is how long Beau is Afraid should have been. If Beau is Afraid was 130, I would not hate it nearly as much. But because Ari Aster forced us to sit in, thank God I was in a recliner, for 3 fucking hours, I will never forgive him for that. That was an atrocity of an experience, and the fact that A24, I'm not going to do it. I've done it too many times, guys. Watch Krisha, and here's why it's your homework, along with Unfriended. Krisha is the movie that you want to make if you're going to break some kind of psychological breakdown movie. I want to watch Krisha before Beau is Afraid. It's not a great film. I don't think Krisha is a great film. I think Krisha is a very interesting film, and a lot of it works, some of it doesn't. But what you see from Krisha is the talent of Trey Edward Schultz. When you watch it, you see it. And now I sprint ahead and you watch Waves and you see the things that he was doing back then. One of my favorite shot in Waves is in the very beginning of the film. I think it's like the first shot. They're in the car and the camera's spinning around the entire SUV, right? I talked to Trey at the A24 party. Yes, I'm name dropping because I loved Waves, especially that shot. I said, Trey, what did you do to shoot that? He said he was in the back of the SUV down below, right? He's down below with the camera on some kind of pole that he created, and he's spinning the camera around in the back seat so he can get the shots of everybody in the car. So he's crouching with the camera. These are the things I love to know from filmmakers, especially when you love shots. But when you go back and watch Krisha, there's a shot in the kitchen. It's a 360 shot that goes at least 3-4 times around. And you go, there it is. But that's what I love, is discovering directors and going back and looking at their early work and then, meshing it with what they've done now. And by the way, would John Campea even know if you asked him, what is Krisha? The answer is hell no. He wouldn't have a clue. And that's why you need to watch more MMT and less whatever the hell Campea's show is. What is it? The John Campea show? Something like that. Why don't we just go, it's the Eric Weber show, everybody. I mean, I might as well. Everyone says, oh, Weber has such a big ego. I mean, look at him. He's showing shirtless pictures. Well, then why isn't it called the Eric Weber show? Why isn't it called the Eric Weber show then? Oh, that's right. Because it's not just all about me. I know, shocking, right? Oh, my God. Profile is, oh, my gosh, so true, Mark. It played our film Fest in Vancouver like a year or so before release. It's so good. And how great is the guy in that, the ISIS member? Oh my God, that actor is terrifying. You guys need to watch Profile too. Let's just make it a 1-2 MMT. You probably have seen Unfriended. Unfriended's great because it's like 90 minutes or less too. Profile is a short film, same kind of thing, screen life film where everything takes place on a computer. It's very good. Making sure I'm not missing any. Well, come on, guys. Where are the super chats tonight? I don't even have one to miss. Come on. Somebody come in with anything. Was Spider-Man and Krisha. John Campea. Exactly. Should we watch a little of that John Campea? Let's do it. Let's watch a little of that John Campea going nuts on, what's it called? How to Train Your Dragon. To train. Give me a second. Here it is. We're on a website called Bounding Into... No, hold on. That's still Randy Orton. Yes, I'm infatuated with him. So what? Allow me to be infatuated with his body. Okay, here it is. Yes, he says he wants to lose 30,000 subscribers. Must be nice. Must be nice, John Campea. Okay, let's find it. Where is the video? Hold on. I'm on the site, but I don't see it. I just see a bunch of shit. You guys see it here for me? By the way, you're watching your own Screen Life movie right now. The MMT Unfriended. Where is it? Where's the video? There's no video. How do you not link a video? Hold on. Here it is. Got it. Hold on. Can you guys hear it? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear this. Fair use, bitches.
The best trilogies, particularly.
Watch that. By the way, why do you have a bunch of action figures in front of you? It's so lame. Put some boxes behind you like you're cool. I don't. Oh, here it is. Maybe it's this. Hold on. We're here. Let's see.
This video is sponsored by my OnlyFans, where I do my meaningful sex educational content,
What the
fitness, health,
fuck is
nutrition,
this?
relationship advice, and more.
Jerry Gravy.
Hi guys, and welcome to the Empress Show with Logan joining me here.
What am I
today.
watching?
And we're going to talk about John Campy and what he said.
Oh
yeah,
my
because
god.
basically he lost it, so to speak. Now we have to explain something that's really important, and that is
Her voice is
that
creeping
we
me
have
out.
been fans of John Campia for the longest time. Not sure for how many years I have watched him, and Logan here probably watched
She
him for
Russian?
more years than
I'm not making fun. I mean, she
Then
speaks English.
Oh,
I don't speak
yeah.
Russian. I took
Since
Russian in
he's
college and I
early
was terrible.
AMC
I
days
was
in which he was
and
constantly
yet
with
that's
a
all I got out of it.
curtain for the backdrop or something like
Bunch of-
that.
Okay, I
curtain
can't.
or
I don't know what
something,
this is, but I
something
gotta go ahead. Let's see if
James is any
hold on.
I remember.
Oh no, I gotta
But-
listen to them versus him.
Right.
By the way, can I just say one thing? I want to say right now. I'm gonna go after Campia for one thing. When I first saw this video, look at him strolling around like, look, I have a pool outside my house. That's exactly what that is. Don't get angry with me. Don't come after me saying, look at Weber taking his shirt off. Campia's walking around like, look at all my subscribers. They've allowed me to have this pool outside my place in Burbank. He's down the street. I don't live in as big a house. So what? Don't care. I don't have a pool outside my house. Don't care. Don't need one. I'll go to the ocean. I'll make my own pool. I don't even know what that means. Hold on. This isn't working for me.
Being able to relate
This is. I want to hear him. I don't want to hear them. Can someone link me? Woke elderly man has oh shit. Wait a second. Let me just do this. You guys, this is. You guys are totally watching a Screen Life movie right now. Oh, what's it called? Woke elderly man. Elderly man. Hold on. Let's see if it shows up. Oh, here it is. I got it.
John here on a beautiful night in Southern California. I was going through some of the comments.
Okay, let's pause. So again, look at me. I'm outside my house in the hills. I've got a pool. Look at me. I'm so cool. Whatever. Okay. I mean, that's a flex. You guys know that, right? So is me shirtless. So I'm not gonna. But one's a real flex. You feel me? Give me a like. Here we go.
On some of the videos today, one of the stories that came out today was they got their lead cast for the How to Train Your Dragon live action remake, and I thought it was terrific. Look, they went and got the girl, Nico Parker, I think is her name, from Last of Us. There were a bunch of comments on the hood niggas.
Whoa, what? What
Complete
just
disaster.
came on my screen? What in the hell is going on here? I can't. I can't do it. I can't listen to this. He goes off. Hold on. He goes off and says, let me say, wait.
Off my channel. Don't come to my channel. I am on a personal mission.
He's on a personal mission.
I want to purge 30,000 of my subscribers off my channel within the next 48 hours.
Oh, all right.
And I would like them to be, because with the number of comments of people saying such idiotic, moronic things, I figure there's got to be at least 30,000 of you knuckle draggers around there.
What is he doing? I mean, we've gone off on people, right? I can't, you guys. I can't do it anymore. It's too much for me to listen to that guy. We've gone off on hello, Beau's Afraid. Like we went nuts, but I didn't say F you if you like this movie. I will fight you. You're a knuckle dragger. What else did he say? Yeah, exactly. Hey, if you like Beau's Afraid, you are a knuckle dragging bitch. Like what? I mean, if you liked Beau's Afraid, we think you're a little bit off, but I didn't call you a knuckle dragging bitch. I don't know what that is. You guys, I have no idea. No, he's not subsidized by family money. He has made a lot of money off this. He gets tons of money. Because he has all these people to watch him. I don't know why. They should come over here. Our show's way better than anything he does. But that's objective, by the way. It's not as objective. But no, he broke out the cousin humper. Man, was he on crack? I mean, listen, you guys know I can go rough. I play rough. I play. Wait, here's my super channel. You know that two midgets cuddle is called teaspooning. Oh, goodness gracious. I can't. Listen, it's a super chat. I read it. I didn't write it. What's your favorite Aussie movie? Give me a moment to think about that. I mean, obviously, the first thing would be Babe, Pig in the City, right? George Miller's Australian. Is that correct? Please give me it. Please say I got that right. Please, because I'm doing this like boom as fast as I can. Like as fast as this is like top of mind. So if George Miller's Australian, correct? So if that's the case, then it's Babe, Pig in the City. Weird film, which is awesome. That's why it's awesome. Mad Max, yeah, for sure. But I went, give me love for going Babe, Pig in the City. Because here's the thing. Everyone would say Mad Max. I just went with the weird choice. And because of that, that's what makes us better than Campea. He probably's never watched Babe, Pig in the City, let alone talk about it. He doesn't even know that Miller's Australian. That's why we win. We are going to win. MMT is going to take over the world. And because we're going to get rid of Campea. If at the very least the channel grows and we get it bigger, it's to get rid of John Campea. So if that's our mission, after watching what I just watched, because he called us all a bunch of knuckle draggers, then I think that we can make that happen. Let's make MMT the new John Campea show. Only good. Although I have to rename it to the Eric Weber Hour. Welcome to the Eric Weber Hour. Well, it might as well be that, because that's what it is. It's an hour. It's me rambling about shit. So the Babadook, overrated. I mean, I like the film. I don't love the film. Just like when you reference Cars 3. Exactly. That's what we bring, Johnny. When everyone talks about when you inject the female protagonist into the formerly male hero lead, like Cars 3, everyone goes, what? Holy shit, that's true, and I never thought of that. That's what why are you going to talk about the obvious stuff like Star Wars, obvious, Cars 3? What? Oh my God, yes, it's called insightful. Baz Luhrmann is Australian. Baz Luhrmann rocks. And can I state one more time here? Miracle. Elvis is an absolute miracle. The film you see right there is a miracle because somehow it managed to be great in the face of a terrible performance by Tom Hanks. I mean, it's bad. That I bet you that if we had Tom Hanks on the channel right now and I were to ask him, Tom, have you rethought that accent? He would chuckle and he would either instantly go to black and he'd be gone, or he would say, yeah, let's talk about that. That wasn't the best choice. I feel like Tom Hanks would, but I would actually ask him that because it's fair, because he's great in virtually everything. Okay. Dolce, I don't watch the Tony, so I can't do that. I saw that Jessica Chastain was there. I saw that Ben Platt was there. Oh, we still have to talk about Theater Camp. Theater Camp's coming. I really like Theater Camp. It's coming out in July. I've held my thoughts on Theater Camp because I didn't want to get too in front of the film. Past Lives is coming out in a couple weeks. We're fine on that. But when you look at this film, Theater Camp, it comes out in July. So I don't want to be like raving about it now, but just know it's very good. I laughed my ass off. Very funny film. One of the best comedies I've seen in a long time is Theater Camp. Okay, actually, Theater Camp's the best Sundance movie I've seen this year by far. Definitely better than Past Lives, better than 1001, better than what else was a. We've had a ton of Sundance movies lately. Asteroid City, I can't wait for you guys to see this week. New York, LA, very good film. Can't wait. Samuel L. Jackson was there. Was he? Nice. So at least I was paying attention. I just don't know much about it, so I can't really do it. It's kind of, you know what I mean? The scene in Elvis where he's performing If I Can Dream and keeps cutting back to Tom Hanks wearing that stupid Christmas sweater. I know the NBC special. It's a bad performance, but it somehow manages to overcome that. And that is the miracle of Elvis, is that it became one of the best films of the year in spite of one of the razziest performances of the year. Magazine Dreams. Oh man, that movie's never going to come out. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's not going to come out. Not the character he plays too. He plays like a violent character in the movie. It's not coming out. Searchlight hoping Theater Camp and X Gold Wins connect. Yeah, magazine. Great call, Animotion. This is why you guys are so smart. You are doing what I do. You are connecting the studios to the films and trying to slot them for awards already. I love how you think. Magazine Dreams is out, so now you really do have Theater Camp and Next Goal Wins. I saw the trailer for Next Goal Wins first time I watched it in front of past lives yesterday. I liked it. I mean, I think Taika Waititi is a talented filmmaker. I don't even love Jojo Rabbit. I think it's got a lot of flaws. I mean, you guys know I love Thor: Love and Thunder. I thought it was perfect for what it was. A goof, a Marvel film. I had a lot of fun in it. He's a skilled filmmaker. Don't undersell his ability to make a film. Now, the guy off the screen, he seems to be a bit of a shit show, right? He's either always drunk or high or something. But I think he does possess a visual eye. Go back and look at Boy. His debut New Zealand film came out in like 2012, 2013. I remember when I talked to Taika Waititi at the Critics' Choice Awards, back when I think Thor Ragnarok was out. I saw him at the bar. He was definitely like already gone. He was like, "Hey man, what's up?" And I'm like, "Taika, I just wanted to tell you I loved Boy." And he goes, "Oh, mate. Oh, well, he remember, when you go up to these filmmakers and you come with something that is not what they're expected to hear, something they're not anticipating, they are going to have a much more genuine and authentic reaction." And I go back to, here comes, guys, everybody pull out your MMT bingo cards. When I go back to the night that I absolutely fell head over heels for Elizabeth Olsen, I looked at her across the room and go, "Oh my God, there is," okay, I'm not going to do that. I already done that story. But when I talked to her, I talked about Mary, Marlene, Maggie, Maury, and that. And she go, "What?" Everyone was like, "What?" So that's what you do. So he was like, "Boy." Yeah, Boy's awesome. I love Boy. He's a very talented, it is like Cool Runnings, but he's a talent. Don't dismiss his skill as a director. That's a disservice. You're not doing it right. He is talented. He's talented. And I would argue Thor: Love and Thunder is a film that has a ton of really good stuff in it from a directorial, from a filmmaking standpoint. When you look at that opening, that sequence when he goes to the planet and the aliens are there and Thor is like, has the two spaceships in between his legs, he's doing yoga and shit, that scene is amazing. He takes and crumples together and makes a short little montage, right, of something that should take a lot longer. That's a great montage. If you go back and watch Love and Thunder and watch that montage of when Thor talks about at the beginning to get you right up to speed, that is so well made, and that speaks to Taika Waititi's filmmaking ability. And by the way, Campea could never say what we just said. That's why we are going to eventually take out Campea. It's happening because Johnny, that's fair. Heart-stoppingly gorgeous. I mean, guys, anyone who's, what a creep. Too bad. I don't give a shit. When you see Elizabeth Olsen and you go, "Oh my God," you are devastated by her beauty. You are psychologically wrecked by the vision standing in front of you. That's how unbelievably knock out, drop dead, every cliche, gorgeous that you can imagine. That is what Elizabeth Olsen is. And I know Ken Murray would vouch for me if he's seen her. He agrees. He's my boy from Boston. He's my Boston boy. He's my Boston boy, man. Don't roll up like that. Hey, hold up. I'm doing that Italian New York thing again. It's kind of like that. And that's not the Boston accent. It's close. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that. When I watch The Town, I said, when I listen to Jeremy Renner in The Town, he sounds a little bit, listen, man, he's not South. He's not. I'm not nailing it. I'm trying to channel it. I can't believe we're already over an hour. Let's go like another time. I'm feeling good tonight. I'm feeling like it's just kind of like a free flow shit show of a show, and which is every single MMT. But tonight, whatever. If they want to turn it off, you can turn it off. You want to stay on, we stay on for a little bit longer because it's open comment time. I want to make sure we didn't. I want to real quick. We're on. I'm going to do this really fast. I saw Blue Jean. I mentioned it earlier. Blue Jean's a very small independent film, did very well at the British Independent Film Awards last year. First-time filmmaker. underwhelmed with the film. I think that the lead is strong. It deals with a closeted lesbian in 1988, and she's a gym teacher, and her coming to terms with being gay. The film doesn't have the level of knockout tech that I'm looking for. It looks like a very traditional indie film, and I think the screenplay is adequate. I think it's a very overrated film based on what I saw. I think what's interesting for me about Blue Jean is when you watch a film and then you instantly can slot which studio it belongs to. So when I watch a Blue Jean, I say that belongs to a Magnolia or IFC. Guess what? Magnolia. When I watch How to Blow Up a Pipeline, I go, that's a Neon film. Neon. When you watch Acretia, you say that's an IFC, in this case, A24. You can find the level. And Blue Jean is not at the level of a Neon or A24. It's a Magnolia film. That's not a total diss to Magnolia, but let's face it, a Magnolia film does not get nearly the attention a Neon or certainly an A24 film gets, and Blue Jean is just that. It's a film that doesn't quite deserve the attention it got. It's not a bad film, it's just not that next level film, and I'm frankly a little shocked that it got the love that it did. Let's roll. This is how we do it, and no one else can go from talking about a Magnolia film in Blue Jean to the physique critique of Ryan Gosling in Place Beyond the Pines. PBTP. Everyone with me? PDPT. PBTP. There it is. That's hard. That's tough. We've done a lot of things here tonight. The range, can give me a like for this. Is there another movie show, even though we're not really just a movie show, on YouTube that has the range that we have, the ability to talk about pro wrestling, cinephilic stuff, Transformers, body critiques, sexual assault allegations, John Campea sucking, or at least losing his mind. No one else can do this. And it's all live. This is not taped. We are live in LA here at midnight on the East Coast, midnight 11, midnight 12, 12:12, and 9:12 here on the East Coast. On the West Coast, that's what we do. We do it live. We'll do it live. Okay, guys, ready? This is a good one. I don't know if I've done it before. I'm going to do it again because we talked about it earlier. Place Beyond the Pines. Look at Ryan Gosling. That is reason to understand why Eva Mendes fell in love with this guy. Like, they were shooting the film together, right? And he's walking around with his shirt off like that, and she's like, oh, shit. I mean, I liked him before, but damn. My man, those aren't all his tattoos. My man looks good. I mean, that guy, he got good pecs. He's got an arm looking good. He look, man, I'm telling you what, good looking guy. There's nothing to critique there. I'm not a big tattoo guy. Like, that's a lot of tattoos. But other than that, nothing. All right, couple comments, and we'll stay on for a few more minutes, like another 10 minutes, and then we'll roll out. I love that Eric can wax about Liz Olsen's gorgeousness and then man crush on Ryan Gosling. Exactly. Minutes apart. We are talking about Liz Olsen looking absolutely drop dead, stunning, heart-stoppingly hot. And then we roll to this and we go, my God, Ryan Gosling looks good too. Like, Ryan Gosling and Elizabeth Olsen together, that would be a problem. Like, that's a genetic problem. That's going to create some kind of creature that would probably destroy society. Everyone would just stop. Exactly, John. Look at the body. Everyone would stop and just go, oh, like if they had, I mean, I don't know what Gosling and Eva Mendes, she's a beautiful woman too. I'm just comparing the two of them. I'm comparing obviously Gosling and Olsen because I've seen both in person, by the way. I've never seen Eva Mendes in person. I saw Gosling in person when he was pushing First Man. They had a ton of events, and I give Ryan Gosling a lot of credit for doing a lot of work on that film and come up largely empty on that film. But he's game, and he's not a short guy. He's about 6'1", 6'2". He's very much like an Alexander Skarsgård. Gosling is bigger pecs. He's got a better body. Gosling's better. Gosling over Skarsgård. Skarsgård has a decent body. I just don't think it's good. He looks good in the Northman, but it's not like this. This is next level. This is like really good, right? This is good stuff. Ark of the Covenant face melting. Like this. That's right. That's true. Elizabeth Olsen is, as I steal from you, Rusty, Ark of the Covenant face meltingly hot. She is, guys. She is. You see her and you just go, oh, you stop. Time stopped. You know, like in the movie when you watch and all of a sudden just everything freezes and it's just like the eyes meet and you're just like, "Ugh." That is the night when I met Elizabeth Olsen. I just went, oh, I am paralyzed. I am staring at Medusa. Only I'm not turning to stone. That is how Ark of the Covenant face meltingly hot Elizabeth Olsen is. Ring him up. That was good. That's a short. I'm cutting that short out right now. I'm going to use that tomorrow. Elizabeth Olsen is so hot. That's what we'll title it. Give me some ideas for titles on the short. Love and Thunder was not good. You watch it, Felicity. I agree. Listen, Felicity, I don't know if I've seen you here tonight. I'm sure you've been in the chat. I haven't used you. Good to see you again. Taika is a bit of a shit show. I think that's very fair. That he every award show I've seen him at, and I've seen him many, HCA, Ace Awards, Critics' Choice. Every time I see that man, he is gone. And I mean, like when you talk to somebody and they're like, "Yeah, all right," and imagine if I came on the stream one night. Remember the night that I was drinking Skull, right? I didn't really get that drunk, but imagine if I came on the stream and I was like, "Hey, guys, so tonight I want to talk about Transformers." That is really just about where Taika is every time I've seen him at a live show. And I've seen him 3 times at least. Maybe it's 4 times at this point. But he's always like, yeah, guys, hey, everybody. He's always a little bit out of it. And I think that he maybe has a problem. Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Oh, you guys listen to my bad accent. I try. The town is great, especially when you lived in Boston. I don't know where Murray is. Murray, you suck for not being here and having my back. But Ken Murray still lives there. When I went to Martin, welcome to the channel. 1 second, I'll get to this. When I lived in Boston, I moved there. I went to be a morning news anchor in Boston, and one of the first things I did. That was right when the town was out and the Social Network. So the first thing I did when I got to Boston was I need to find the Thirsty Scholar, which is the first bar, the pub that they're at the beginning of the Social Network where they're having the conversation. It's a real bar, Thirsty Scholar. I got there. I literally took the train there. I found out where it was, walked all the way across. It's very near Harvard. That's why, it's in the Social Network. But I walked in and I'm like, where is the table where they shot the film? And they're like, you're the first person that's ever come in here and asked us, where is the table in the Social Network where they shot the opening scene? They go, it's right there. And I go, thank you. I'll be sitting down and I'll be drinking for like an hour and a half. I sat at that table and I felt alive because you guys know how much I love the Social Network. I think it's a perfect film. And I sat at that table and I ordered pint after pint. I go, I am in the bar that is literally the same name. They didn't change the name in the movie, which is beautiful. A lot of times they change the name, right? It's like, instead of the Thirsty Scholar, it's like the Eager Scholar. And you get there and it's like, wait, it's called the Thirsty Scholar. It is the Thirsty Scholar. And I sat at the table and I had a really wonderful time watching the drinking and thinking about that movie. But the other thing I did when I was in Boston, the town, the bar, if you remember in the movie, they go to a bar and you can see outside the window, it's like it's this really great shot of downtown Boston. And I'm like, where is that bar? And this was back when there wasn't a lot of that going on back in 2012 when that movie was out, 2011, 2012. There wasn't a lot of that whole, where was the location? So I had to like call around and try to, on Google Maps, figure out where was the bar in the town. It turns out I found it. It's up on the hill, exactly where you expect. And you walk in. The one thing that you always realize whenever you go to a location that's in a movie, when I used to be a page at the Tonight Show down the street at the, NBC Burbank when it was that, everything looks bigger on screen. The Tonight Show studio was not nearly as big in person as it was when you were there. And same thing when I went to Thirsty Scholar, not that large. And then especially for the bar in the town was tiny. There was like 3 seats. And I was like, I want to be sitting here. And of course they had Bud on tap. I'm like, perfect. So I had Budweiser and I stood there. I'm in the bar in the town. I have made it in life. It's funny. That still is one of my favorite moments. When I sit in the actual spot where they filmed something that I loved. If you didn't see my tweet thread that went around a couple years ago about Drive 10 years after, I drove around Los Angeles digging into every location where they shot the film. There's a lot of articles about that film and the locations because people love that film. It's a cult classic. And I remember going to each of the locations, and very often I would get one of the people telling me, you're the first person that's found us. In fact, I found, remember when they're doing the getaway and they're outside and the guys are like, come on, come on, come on. And they're getting ready to do the takeoff at the beginning of the scene when he's in the car with them. And they get over, getting chased with the helicopter and all that. So they're outside of that place. I found the place, the actual warehouse where they shot it. And I go, oh, this is so great. That is how you know that you are, doing it right. You're loving it. Elizabeth Olsen love is alike. Retro Nerd Girl, you don't even know. You don't even know. Honestly, she is literally the most jaw-droppingly hot woman I've ever seen in my life. Period. No, it's not even any debate. And I've seen a lot. I've seen Margot Robbie live, beautiful. I have seen Nicole Kidman. I have seen Charlize Theron. I have seen Cynthia Erivo. They're all beautiful. These are actresses that are obviously they're actresses for a reason. But Elizabeth Olsen is just next level. Elizabeth Olsen is just like you can't think. It's like being under the control of Medusa, not in a good way. In a good way. Tom Cruise put an audience on the mountain of Fallout. Isn't that amazing? That thing's amazing. I haven't seen Pam Anderson. She's not. I was gonna say she's too old for me. Watch it, but at one time, you kidding me? Absolutely, she was like, it's so lame. The bee's knees. No, she really was unbelievably hot. I think I had her poster up in college, maybe. Nah, actually, I think I had Ginger Lynn's poster up in college. You damn right I had Ginger Lynn, baby. You damn right. Heather Graham does look good for her age, too. She's like 50 now, and she looks really good. I've never seen her in person. I've seen a lot of these people, because going to the Critics' Choice Awards, going to awards events, you see all these people. You see them all, and they just become people. Let me tell you a story. Since we're on here tonight, we're just freewheeling it. Jamie Foxx. So when I went to a party for Just Mercy, a lot of you probably are like, what film are you talking about? I never even saw Just Mercy. Just Mercy's right up here, actually. It's right next to Civil War. I really like that film. I like Michael B. Jordan in it, and Michael and Jamie Foxx as well, both of them. And that's Daniel Destin Cretton, who went on to direct Shang-Chi. And so anyhow, I went to this party up in the Hollywood Hills. There's a house here called the Ross House, and it is owned by an audio mixer in Hollywood. So essentially his job, he's the post, audio guy. They bring films in and they show the film on his, when I say big, I mean, it is a massive screen this guy has in his house. It is huge. It is not like some little screen room shit like Rodeo or Wilshire or even Sepulveda, any of these places. I like those places. Like I just saw Wilshire. I just saw Asteroid City at Wilshire. But this is big. You walk into this guy's house, you go, holy shit, this is a gigantic screen. Are you kidding me? My God. He mixes the films there. They bring the raw and they mix it there. So anyhow, I'm there and I'm in the house and we come out and it's Just Mercy and Jamie Foxx is there. And first thing that you want to mention about Jamie Foxx, I think this is what makes it's so much even more tragic than it is, the situation with him, whether he did have a stroke, he didn't. We know that something really terrible happened. Something befell him that was not good, and it had something to do with brain, stroke, something. Okay, when I met him that night, the first thing I was impressed by is physically, Jamie Foxx is built like a linebacker. He's 6'1", 230 pounds. When he had a suit on, it's like you just see the dude is put together. When you look at Jamie Foxx, you wouldn't fuck with that guy. You'd go, I'm going to stay on this side of this. I'm not going to mess with him. And so Jamie Foxx, first thing, the guy physically looks amazing. He was doing all this talking to everybody. Like people were lined up to talk Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx, this. And I'm like, oh my God, okay, I'm just going to chill. When you go to those events, it's a real, people just cram in and try to get a hold of the celebrity. instead of like just taking a wait and see approach and it's kind of a laissez-faire, let's just chill out. If it happens, it happens. They go, oh, I got to go talk to him, and they get in line and they get selfies and all that. And don't get me wrong, I've done that too. I mean, Elizabeth Olsen, that was a small party, and somehow we ended up talking for like 10 minutes, which is probably why I still talk about it to this day. It was awesome. But Jamie Foxx, let me walk you through the story because you guys won't believe this. If you haven't heard the story, I don't know if I ever told it, but I'm going to tell you right now the Jamie Foxx story, because obviously what's happened, I just kind of putting it all together and remembering things. I'm at the party. He's there. I'm hanging out. And I say, finally, I get up to him and say, hey, can I take a selfie with you? And I have it. In fact, let me see if I can find it. Let me dig it up. Because I want you guys, because a lot of times, you're gonna sit here and you're gonna tell me a lot of times what you hear, you got guys on here on YouTube and blah, 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 talking all this shit. The difference is, and I mean this, you guys need to understand this. When I say something, it's true. I don't have time to make shit up. I live a life that, it's a no bullshit life. I'm not going to tell you that I met Jamie Foxx and this happened and when it didn't, because I don't have time for that. I don't need to make shit up. Okay. I do enough stuff that's whatever you want to call it. Give me a second. Let me find it. Come on. Where is it? Hold on. Okay, here. Okay, I got to find the picture. Give me 1 second. All right, so this is the Jamie Foxx party up in the hills. Let me hit this. Let me hit this. Okay, there. Okay, this is me. If you want to place me on the scene, this is me at the Just Mercy party. Do you see it there? I have a vodka tonic. There's the thing. So this is in the Ross house. Okay, and here it is, Jamie Foxx. Here's the thing, though, is I'm looking for me. There's me. Okay, there's me with Bong and what's his name, the lead in Parasite. Hold on. Where is Just Mercy? Where is the picture of me? Oh, there's okay. There's me and Julia Butters. God, she's young in that picture. There's me and Gore and Alan. I can't find it. But okay, so let me just walk you through the story. So I was there, obviously. So Jamie Foxx, hold on, let me see something. I take a selfie with him, and then he turns to me and he says, "Hold on." And I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Hold on." He said, "Just give me a second." He pulls out his phone. Okay, so this is Jamie Foxx. He's on his phone. He goes, "Hold on," and he pulls his phone up and he puts it up there and he starts to shoot a video. And I'm in the picture with him. I'm staring. I'm looking at him, and he starts looking at me, and he looks away. He looks away, and he looks at the camera, and he goes, "Hey, Robert, what do you think? I found your doppelganger." And I'm like, "What's happening?" Jamie Foxx took a video of me at the party saying that I look like Robert Downey Jr., and Jamie Foxx took that video and sent it to Robert Downey Jr. because, as you know, they worked together. What was the movie? They worked together in that film, the two of them. They're friends. And he sent the video of me looking like Robert Downey Jr. But the point of the story is, it was the weirdest experience, by the way. The weirdest thing. I couldn't believe what happened. There's no video of that because it went directly to Robert Downey Jr. Like, I can't. Yeah, exactly. But here, listen, this is, and by the way, you guys know what I had to tell you a story. It's like 100% true. It's like, this happened. And the funny thing is, so many weird things happen to me like this that it almost becomes like normal, and you kind of just go, okay, and you just go home. Whereas because you're around a lot of this so often that you're desensitized to it. So the fact that Jamie Foxx took a video of me and sent it to Robert Downey Jr. was weird. But at the same time, I went back home and went to bed. It's like it's LA. The Soloist, thank you so much. Exactly. But the point of the story is this. In my brief interaction with Jamie Foxx, he seemed like a super down-to-earth, likable, good dude. And this town is not necessarily full of those people. I could tell you plenty of stories from people I know that are connected in this town very deeply connected to this town, that will tell you stories about people that you cherish, that will have you instantly turned off to them because of the reality of who they are versus what you see on the screen. Jamie Foxx did not appear to be that guy to me. And I've been around a lot of people. He seemed very, very good. I posted on my Instagram. Okay, thank you. Hold on. Let me see. I knew I put it somewhere. Hold on. Let me search my Instagram. The point, thank you for saying that, by the way, for coming in here and saying that, because if I didn't, hold on, let me see if I have it. Where is me? How do you do this on the thing? Hold on. Okay. you guys are gonna laugh your asses off. Look, there's shirtless Weber again. Damn, man. Look at that guy. Okay, hold on. Let me find it. I don't post that many. There's a lot of shirtless people. Leave me alone, by the way. Okay, let me see if I did post it. Okay, here's by the way, just to play, because here's why I'm going to show you these things. Because I just told you a story about Taika Waititi, and there's me and Taika Waititi. The point of this is that when I tell you stories, you see that I'm not bullshitting. And that's the number one thing that we're going to do here. There it is. Okay, first of all, Cynthia Erivo. Super sweet. I wish that I liked Harriet better, but she was super sweet and she's great in that film. Okay, let's hold on. Let's go through Eric's. Here we go, everybody. We're doing Eric's celebrity selfies. Next up is Jennifer Lopez, who was kind of checking me out. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to bullshit because I'm not when I met her, is a really intimate party. I'm talking, there's like 30 people there. And I start talking to her, and this is the second selfie. The first one I took looked like shit. So I actually had to go back up to her, J-Lo, hey, can I take another selfie? Now listen, she was kind of flirting. I'm just going to tell you the truth. But yeah, I mean, this was before, she married Ben Affleck. Thank you, Martin. I think she was seeing A-Rod at the time, but she was kind of checking me out. Okay, hold on. Let me see. I'm going to get to him in a minute. God, I got a lot of selfies. Oh, here's me and Timothy Chalamet. Yeah, there's me and Timothy Chalamet. Eric looks at selfies. Oh, there we go. Ryan Gosling, everybody. See, this is great tonight because I've told you a bunch of stories. She was miserable because I had to ask her for the picture again, you guys. It was the second selfie. She's like, really? Ryan Gosling, everybody. See, when I say this, yes, it's exactly what I'm saying. She settled for Ben because she couldn't get me. I was not available for her. Hold on, let me go back and look at her one more time. Does she really look that? She doesn't look miserable. She looks like she's sort of happy. She's moved in close. Okay, let's pull it together. So finally, you guys know I'm telling the truth. Here it is. There's me and Jamie Foxx. So trust me, guys. When I tell you something happened, it happened. I don't have time to make shit up. I'm not John Campea. I'm not Grace Randolph. I'm not Zach Pope. It's the Eric Weber hour. Did he approve of it? I don't know. Good question. Yeah, Timothy Chalamet is amazing. He was amazing. Let me tell you. Let me go back real quick on that. This is where Eric struts his shit. By the way, I want to show you something. I've gotten bigger. Do you want to see what the gym does? Watch. Okay, just real quick. Okay, this, you guys, this show tonight is either adding viewers or some completely, absolutely losing viewers. Thanks, I guess. Listen, real quick. So I'm just going to show you. This is me back in, when was this picture taken? Let me get a date on this. Let me see. 2019. Okay, this is me in 2019. Now, I want to ask, now listen, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is me in 2019. Now, me in 2023, is this getting better or worse? You guys ready? Is this getting better or worse? Bigger or smaller? Because listen, and this is what I'm going to do for you guys. I'm going to tell you how to do this. I might even start my own fitness channel, like my own thing of fitness, because I can tell you how to do this. And it's not, by the way, it's not steroids. Leave me alone, Aaron. The face. It's not steroids. Okay, it's not steroids. It is hard work, and I can teach you, especially the chest. I can help you guys. If you want to get in shape, give me a thumbs up. Tell me you want to, and I swear listen to me. I will do it. I will help you get there. You got to put in the work, but I'm just telling you, look at that. No, don't check out. That's it. That's it. That's it. For Thomas, we've officially gotten too weird. I hear you. But the point of this is that I need to establish that when I say something, you guys know I am absolutely telling you the truth. And I think there's always going to be, especially in this business, and there's always going to be the haters out there. He's not telling the truth. Like if I say I talked to a source, he doesn't have a source. Oh, okay. How many more things do I need? How many more places do I need to put myself in the middle of before you realize that, yes, I do that? Thank you. I am putting the work. Exactly. It's work. Stimulated. No, listen, Brett, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not big. I have decent aesthetics. I'm not a big guy. I would agree with you. I mean, look. This isn't big. I'm not like a big dude, but I'm also not like, a $120. But you know what I mean? I mean, it's I don't want to be too big. Okay, let me get back. We need an MMT retrospective at the end of the year so we can see clips of this episode. This episode's one of the weirdest, but I think it's actually better because we're not tethered to being what we're supposed to be. I think that's what we do in this world too often is we say, oh, you have to do only movies. You have to do, no, we Johnny, good. Okay. You did take a selfie with me, Timothy. You did. Do I have to remind you, Timothy Chalamet? Okay, hold on. You already did. Give me a second. Where's Chalamet? There's Chalamet. No, the best part about this, and I won't show anymore. I'm just going to let you guys know. I just want to let you know that when I met Chalamet, he was like amped. That dude's got so much energy. He's like, hey, can I get a selfie? He's like, yeah, man, yeah, let's go. He's like, yeah. He gets up there and he's just like, oh, yeah, man, yeah. And I go, holy shit. He's got energy. That kid's got energy. And it's kind of fun just to meet these people in person, especially if you really respect them. When I talked to Ryan Gosling, I was just like, I talked about Drive. I said, would you ever consider making a sequel? He said, yes. That's what I want to do. I want to talk about that. Oh shit, you guys, this is going to be good. This is going to be really awkward. You guys ready for the next one? Do you guys see the picture of there next to the Diet Mountain Dew? I love Diet Mountain Dew. If Mountain Dew or Mellow Yellow will sponsor the channel, I will accept it. I will take a sponsorship from Diet Mountain Dew and I will push it. I'll have a can out. I drink it all the time, but I will do it. Do you guys see who's on the right? Can anyone see it? Can anyone see who's next to the Mountain Dew? Come in and tell me, can you see who that is? This is going to get really awkward. This is going to get really awkward. Can you see what's next to the picture of the Diet Mountain Dew at the 7-Eleven? I said this would get awkward. Everybody, it's Ari Aster. Oh my God. I don't think that Ari Aster would take this picture again with me. That's Ari Aster. It's the A24 party from 2018. Yes, 2018. And we were like there were like 3 people there, and Ari was one. And I said, I came up to him and talked to him about Midsommar. And I also talked to him about obviously Hereditary. And he told me about his next film, which was how ironic, Beau is Afraid, Disappointment Boulevard. He would not take this picture with me anymore. Well, I don't think I'd ask for his picture anymore because after Beau is Afraid, that ship sailed, right? So that's awkward. That's one of the most awkward selfies I've ever had. Please do not make any notes or clip this and say there's Weber with Ari Aster, because then it makes me look like a shill. This was before I hated Beau is Afraid. You need to make sure that is absolutely plastered across any kind of usage of this stream. This picture of me and Ari Aster was before my Is Beau is Afraid the worst movie ever made stream. Okay? It's before. Before. There's my Diet Mountain Dew picture. I love Diet Mountain Dew at 7-Eleven. Like, I could drink Diet Mountain Dew all day and all night, if not for the caffeine. If I didn't have to worry about going to bed, I would drink Diet Mountain Dew from sun up to sundown, and I pretty much do already. Whenever I go to AMC, I get Mellow Yellow Zero, which is Coke's version. It does look like pee. It is the best drink on the planet. Diet Mountain Dew, Mountain Dew Zero, and Mellow Yellow Zero are my favorite things other than Rockstar and Bang and C4. I drink a lot of caffeine, guys. I mean, a lot. It's too much. In Birdman, it was weird when his wife hated the movie. Yeah. Well, oh my God. Ari Aster looks ready to talk about his upcoming run. Can you tell Ari in person how bad Beau is Afraid? I would, Timothy, I would tell him that if I see him in person. I don't think I'm going to get invited to the A24 Christmas party ever again. I think that that's not going to happen because after you make a video called Is Beau is Afraid the worst movie ever made, and then you're captured on audio ranting about a film to the audience afterwards, the chances of being invited to another A24 party are slim, and I would suggest none. So be it. I mean, if we can't be our true, authentic selves, then what can we be? And what I am is true, authentic, and no bullshit, as you just saw as we went through the entire stream of celebrity selfies that I have. And a lot of them I posted on Twitter. I didn't even post on Instagram. I do like the fact that Instagram's easier because I don't post as much on Instagram, except for shirtless pictures. All right, 5 minutes and I'm out of here. 5-minute warning. We're going 145 and that's it. Starry. You know what Starry is, NJ? Starry is Pepsi trying to rebrand Slice for the 1,000,000th time. It's like, we tried Slice. We tried Sierra Mist. Let's go ahead and throw some shit against the wall and call it Starry. It is Pepsi, isn't it? Or is it Coke? What? It is Sierra Mist, isn't it? Have you guys seen Starry? A critic tweeted that he heard you talk about another person about how much you hated Babylon in front of the cast. That's not true. That's not true. No, that's not true. That's not true. No, that's 100%. Who said that? Tell me who it was, because I'll absolutely refute that right now. No, I didn't say that in front of the cast. It's totally true. He that's what you get for not paying attention. When I saw Babylon, I was at the Beverly Hills Academy Theater there, right on Wilshire. And I was coming down the stairs, and I was so angry. The cast was walking by me. I was not ranting yet. I got to the bottom of the stairs. They were already inside the theater. I was I was in the lobby, and I started going, that film's terrible, because I saw Alan Ng, and Alan Ng ran from me. No, they did not hear me. That's absolutely false. Listen, if you ever come at me and say, did you do this or that? I will say, yes, I will tell you the truth. I don't have time to bullshit. I'm not John Campea. I am not Grace Randolph. I am not Zach Pope. Anyone else you guys want to throw in there? I'm not Milk Toast Chris Stuckman. Okay? So when I tell you something, I'm going to tell you the truth. I did not rant in front of the cast. That's 100% incorrect. That is a lie, and you know what that is? It's a jealous critic. There's a lot of critics in the space that do not like me because they are jealous, and that's just the reality of it. And I get it. I get it. I would be too. Oh no, here they come. Here comes everybody. Whatever. Who cares? Some critics and film people are mad on Twitter. You didn't like it, and they're saying that you're being disrespectful. That's totally not true. It's totally not true. It's 100% incorrect. It's 100% incorrect. I walked. They were not there. They were up in the Q&A. They're up in the Q&A. And at that point, I had to leave. I had to remove myself from it. Whatever. First of all, I don't care what another critic thinks of me. I don't give two shits what any of these people in LA think of me. Nothing, zero. I'll walk into the next press screening and talk to zero of them like I usually do. I have about 5 friends, and they're real people. The rest of them are fake, phony. A lot of them don't even have a following. So why do I care? I don't care if they had a following. I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not there to be befriended by all the critics and be loved by them. I don't give a shit. I'm not also trying to make them hate me, but I don't care. I'm not going to ass kiss. I don't do that. Who's the rudest industry person you ever met? We have 2 minutes, so I guess I got to answer this. Shit, why'd I click on this? Is there? Yeah, Gore's very much like me. We're the same. We're no bull. She's the same way. He walks into press screenings like me, sits down, doesn't talk to. We're the same. I don't. We're not like, Listen, we've said it before. I am not Scott Mans. I mean, Scott Mans is a guy who walks in. Hey, everybody! He's Mr. Friendly to everybody. There's nothing wrong with that. Honestly, Scott, there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I think it's great. But I'm also not purposely jerkish. But I'm just very much insular, and I think Gone Girl will tell you that. Gone Girl's come to screenings before where I sometimes don't want to talk to anybody, and I go, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm kind of more, I am much more, and you guys are probably not going to believe this, but it's true. I am much more of an introverted person than an extroverted person. I think I'm an extroverted introvert for sure, and I think when I get on this channel, it's very much it's an outlet for me. And it allows me to do some of the things that I wouldn't normally do. Just talk about it. It's just an outlet. If someone enjoys it, then good. I just enjoy it. It's almost like a therapy session. Who's the rudest? You guys are not shocked by that, right? Who's the rudest industry person you ever met? I gotta ruminate on that. You're talking about somebody who's in the industry, like an actor, actress, director, anything like that. That's hard to say. That's really hard to say. There's no one that comes like right top of mind. Like I think to some actor who was like, really rude, said something. I mean, at this point where I become, kind of this person that I think is extremely polarizing, I'm going to come across somebody at some point, a director or something that's going to come up and say something like, imagine if I ever come across the Russo brothers. They are very aware of how I've dragged them every which way but loose over the past how many years now that we've had to sit through Cherry and through The Gray Man. Get out your bingo cards. I mean, they're gonna if I ever am at an event with them, they're not gonna like to see. They probably will come up and say something. But the reality of the situation is, I'll be like, I'm right. Your film's bad. And no, that's not true. I never push anybody down the stairs. Nicole Schertzer. Schertzinger, who's that? I don't know. Ari Aster. Yeah. Well, listen. No, Elizabeth Olsen was awesome. No. Elizabeth Olsen was sweet. And I'm not just saying that because she was gorgeous. She was sweet. There's nobody that I know of that I personally. I'll think about it for the next stream because we're back probably tomorrow. I'm gonna start wrapping now because I'm exhausted, guys. So I do this, if I haven't told you this, because this is, like I said, a therapy session. I do intermittent fasting on Sundays from time to time. So today I have not eaten anything since I had breakfast. So I'm starting to get dizzy. So I need to stop the stream before I go bang. And you guys go, what happened? What happened to him? So anyhow, I will think about who was the rudest to me. And that it won't be anyone amazing. It won't be a story like the Jamie Foxx story, which was insane. It'll be a story like, I don't know. I have to think. Let me sleep on it because I definitely need sleep, and we will go from there. Real quick, I do want to mention as a teaser, we will be back tomorrow, assuming that I am able to get into the Flash to see that final scene tomorrow. I am going to discuss in pretty much spoiler fashion what that is, because I think that that's going to really cement how big this film is going to be. If that final scene is as good as I expect it to be, then we will discuss it tomorrow. If we don't do spoilers, we're going to come really close. We're going to get tangentially spoilery tomorrow night. That was brilliant. So tomorrow night, and then Indy 5 should be on Wednesday, and that will be full on. That's a full on, not even, this is not a review. The embargo's broken on that, so we can talk about Indy 5. I'm really looking forward to seeing Indy 5. So Flash should be tomorrow. Check the community tab. I will update the community tab or tweet both of those as soon as I know if I'm going to get into the Flash to see this final scene. I'm looking forward to it because I really want to see what that thing is. 18 hours a day. Listen, Mulchi as we roll out here, you need to get your body into a different mode. And when you go fast for like 18 hours, which is about where I'm going to be because I'm going to sleep all night without eating anything, it changes, like it turns fat into, it shreds it, right? It uses it as energy. That's what I've determined from doing this a few times. The only problem is you have no energy at the end. Give me a thumbs up in the comments. Let me know if you'd like me to start some kind of like just a basic fitness channel. Nothing crazy like these fitness guys, but I feel like if I just showed you like the chest workout, you could gain a lot from it, because trust me, I have. If you would have seen my chest even 5 years ago, you'd say, it's fine. And then you look at it now, you'd be like night and day, because I figured out the equation. I know what exercise work. Now, granted, everyone's different, but I can tell you how to do better. So if you want to do that, we'll do that. That's a whole nother thing. That's something that no one else in this space can do. There's not another person in this film space that could even dream of doing a fitness segment. Not one. And that's just what it is. That's just the truth. Okay. That's the truth of the situation. So you take advantage of what you have at your disposal and you use it. Mark, final comment of the night. I've seen the final cut of Flash that say it's all marketing hype to get in the news cycle. Hey, look, something's being hidden. Oh, look. Okay. We'll find out tomorrow. I'll come on. It'll probably be a short stream tomorrow night. Brett, I'm assuming you're saying the chest work. We'll do it. I think we will, because it'll be interesting, because I think what it'll show, and then we'll wrap here tonight. If we start a fitness kind of thing, it won't be like insane. It'll just be like, here are the exercises that I highly recommend for your chest. If you follow this routine and give it like not a month, give it like 3 months, you're going to go, holy shit, my chest looks a lot better. I will do that, because I think what we need to do here is we need to let people know that you don't have to be one thing in life. You can be many things. You can be, a father and a film person. You can be a fitness expert and a film evaluator. You can be whatever it is you do. You don't have to be one thing. In fact, it's actually not good if you are just one thing, because then you're just tied into that one. And then what happens if something happens with that? Then you have nothing else to fall back on. You guys know I play beach volleyball. I love it. It's getting harder for me as I age, because I'm not 28 anymore, and I want to be 28 to play volleyball, but it is what it is. So, but fitness will help you in every area of your life. You will feel its benefits across the entire spectrum of your life, and I recommend it. And I'll tell you, it's something we're going to go at, not P90X. We'll call it, EW365. Come up with a name. I will steal it, and we will use it for the new channel. And then everyone will be like, what? What is Weber doing? He's a fitness guy too, because no one else in the space can do it. That's why we're going to do it, because we're going to show you that you can have both. You can do both things. Why not both? That's going to do it tonight for MMT. We almost got to 2 hours. I'm not going to 2 hours. I'm tired. I'm not going to get to the magical 2 hour mark. Everyone who's here tonight, I appreciate you being here. All the comments, amazing. You guys are very smart, and I appreciate you being here for my rants, my raves, and whatever else. But know this, whenever you step into MMT, we are a no shill zone. We're a no spin zone. We are a place of authenticity, and anything that we say is fact. It is based in our true feelings, and we are not going to make shit up or shill out on something to be part of the crowd. That'll never happen on this channel. If you guys haven't figured that out by now, my God, you need some help yourself. That's it. Live from LA, Eric Weber saying good night. I will see you tomorrow, very likely, for that Flash spoiler-ish stream. Tight tomorrow. Fan screenings. Go see the film. You're going to love The Flash. It's super entertaining. See you tomorrow night. MMT out, live from LA. Good night, and